All right, hello everyone. This is Professor Caudill, and today we are revealing some automation tools I've made for hunting players on the game Old School RuneScape, OSRS, for the upcoming Deadman mode Annihilations. So, what is this tool? It's actually two tools. So, if you look here, we have a high scores web scraper. So if you didn't know, when a player kills a boss and they log out, the RuneScape high scores gets updated. So we have a CSV file of all the links. So when I put it in, it's going to take you to this high score table. So what we have is a web scraper, and it will open up this and it will put these numbers into an Excel. It will go through about 14 pages, and it does this for every boss. So in this config file, you can see max pages 18. So I pull up a calculator. We're doing 25 players per page times 18 pages. So we're doing 450 players per boss, and we're doing about 17 bosses. There's 64 bosses, but I do 17 because those are the ones I want to go for. So we're getting data. We're getting about 7650 data points. So if you don't know, in Old School RuneScape, what we do on Deadman mode is we wait and we try to attack players, and if we kill them, then we can take their items. Think of it like robbing, murdering, stealing, but in a video game environment. Like the most base human behavior captured in a virtual reality. It's very fun. As you can see, there's challenges to this, and our tool has somewhat addressed these problems. So how do you run this? So as you can see, I just actually ran one, so we're gonna exit here. And this is the actual tool. So when I run, it's gonna pull up all the data that we've scraped. So as you can see, at this time, between the last timestamp and now, this is the changes in the boss, Casey. Recording. So you can see that in the last few hours, there's been changes in the boss kill count. And what that does is it means it's a signal that it has activity, so we can go there and try to PK those players. So how do you run this? So you'll double click main.py, and it takes about 10 to 20 minutes to scrape all these web pages. If you run it back to back to back, it will eventually get IP blocked by the domain website. So I use it about, I'll do it like once and then wait 20 minutes and then do it again. So I have somewhat consistent data. And then if I open up this shortcut, this is where all the actual web pages get put. So if we edit this, you can see it's actually thumbed not only does it scrape it, but it also sums the data for us. So we see a total kill count here. And this is 212. That's how many players, because the high score stops after 212 players. There's no more for this boss after 212. And it also skips. So when it's scraping, if let's say a boss has only been killed 10 times, it'll skip page 2 to 14 when it realizes that there's no more kill counts. This is just an optimization feature. It's kind of nice. So what's the next tool that we have? So what pairs well with this is our script, AHK script, that it'll click a color on the screen, and so when it detects a color, it will click it. This is like a white, so what I have in game is a plugin, a RuneLite plugin called Player Outline. So each player has this color highlighted around them. So as you see in this clip, I've clicked the spell teleblock, and then I run the script. What it does is it continuously scans the screen for the pixel. When it finds the pixel, it'll click there. So what this does is it pairs well with our variance detector. So as you saw the other day, the Nightmare boss had an increase of 10 around this time. So what I did is I stopped what I was doing, I went to this boss and I waited. And this is an example where I found someone. Now watch closely, because I am not attacking him. The script is attacking him. I am just kind of away from the keyboard. I have my in-game sounds on. So when I hear the teleblock spell, that means, oh, I just caught a fish. It's like fishing, it's like hunting deer. So as you can see in this clip, it automatically clicks him. Look at where my mouse is. My mouse is here in the middle of the screen. And as soon as it sees him, it clicks him instantly. So I TB him, and then I try to kill him, take his items. As you know, when people die in this game, all the items that they're wearing drop to the floor and you can pick them up. So it's literally like robbing and stealing. It's like robbery, basically. Murder and robbery. So yeah, so that's how we use this tool. This button here, so I can't post this Excel on GitHub. GitHub won't let me post Excels. But what you can do is make a button. You have to open the developer, insert a button, and you'll assign it all of this. Now, you also have to name the sheets to what I have. And then you also have to make sure that these data scrape files are in an accessible place. If they're in like a desktop file folder, then sometimes you won't have permission to edit the file. So this is in my temporary files, results in temp, because that folder has permission. So I have a shortcut here. But basically, to make the Excel, copy the sheet names, make it kind of similar, and then you're gonna copy and paste this VBA text. And this is all in the GitHub. I will have this linked in the description of this video. I guess I can go into other features of this script or this web scraper. So you see this file header rotator. So when you build a web scraper, a robot.txt, it's got these things at the top. It's basically saying it's says what it is, contact information. I have all this generated by a large language model. So basically, this is just a way to prevent your IP from getting flagged. I don't know if it's effective, but I have it rotate for every bot. You can delete it if you want, but it's functional as is. I've done a lot of optimizations for it, so I think it's pretty good as is. Obviously, if you want it faster, then you can reduce the bosses. You can change boss URLs, not CSV, so it's scraping less bosses. You can also go deeper pages. So if you want to edit config, do 100 pages for one boss, you can do that as well. And that'll probably run in like 5 minutes. Let's see. So I think this is an actual web scraper. Okay, well, I don't think I have any more to say besides this is a useful tool. It's just a workflow. It's just double click main.py, run it. When it's done, we'll close the terminal, and then you go to the Excel and you'll run it. And then it'll give you a new timestamp, and it'll let you know if any activity has changed. One interesting thing I noticed is we had a decrease, and I think that means someone got banned. But I think it's pretty accurate. It pairs well with this, with the weighting, so it'll get the color. F9 is to toggle it. I guess I can demo it real quick. Let me pause. Okay, so I'm in game at the GE, so I have the F9 key bound to my side mouse button. So let's say, so I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it over here. There's nobody in the screen area, so you see it's searching for this color. Now that just messed up. It's not perfect, but for most areas it'll not find anything. But as you see, if I step into a player, you see how he has a player outline assigned to this color. So as soon as this guy appears, it's gonna click him. So that lets you react at an inhuman speed, because a lot of people will teleport into a boss and they'll insta teleport away. And this lets you kind of hunt players, and it's less annoying and tedious having to spam click or having to pay attention to the screen 24/7. And this is such little automation that there's no way you'll get banned for this, because it's just a one click. It's not like you're farming items. I can't imagine. I haven't been banned. I've been using AHK for years. So take it as you would like. Thank you for watching, and good luck in your hunting adventures, and I hope these automation tools have been useful to you. All right, take it easy.